The channel interview snippets and statements from celebrities that has caused social media outrage or just a topic of discussion has also become a consistent feature on this channel. While I will still never stand for cancelling celebrities for their opinions, which in turn equates to wanting to strip them off of every job opportunity that exists, one can still discuss and debate about their statements and whether we agree or disagree with the same. In this video, we will be covering statements by Indian celebrities that either completely enraged viewers or split audiences into agreeing or harshly disagreeing with their opinions. Without further ado, here is Tried and Refused Productions with 10 controversial Indian celebrity interviews that caused outrage. Robo Shankar. In the trailer launch event of an upcoming Tamil film Partner starring Hansika Motwani, actor and comedian Robo Shankar took the mic to give a speech about his experience working on the film. The speech had quickly transitioned to speak about the physical features of Hansika Motwani on a public platform, without anyone interfering or voicing their disagreement, as the actor continued making remarks that can be best described as lewd and inappropriate.
அதே மாதிரி ஹன்சிகா முதல்ல வாணி வந்து அவங்க வந்து எப்படி சொல்கிறது அப்படின்னா மெழுகு பொம்மை தான். இந்த மைதா மாம்பு பிணைஞ்சு அதை உருட்டி செவத்தில் ஒட்டிக்கு பாருங்க, அந்த மாதிரிங்க.
Thankfully, after Robo Shankar left the launch event, a senior journalist did point out the absurdity of his statements, and it being a disappointment that no one from the cast or production stopped him from saying such things about an actor on a public platform. What's even more uncomfortable is that Hansika is not well versed with the language and smiled throughout the speech, an absolutely vile act that was called out and justifiably so in various online forums.
அந்த காட்சி எடுத்து பல முறை நானும் போராடிட்டேன், ஆனால் முடியவே முடியாதுட்டாங்க. இல்லைங்க, கட்டவரில் மட்டுமா தடவிக்கிறேங்கன்னு. முடியாது.
Sonali Kulkarni. An actor that we see less of in the regular slate of movies and series is Sonali Kulkarni, an artist who really impresses with several of her fictional roles, but as she sat in a seminar to speak about individualism and self-confidence in today's day and age, she gave a generalized statement about women in this country today.
भारत में बहुत सारी लड़कियां आलसी हैं. उनको एक ऐसा बॉयफ्रेंड चाहिए या ऐसा पति चाहिए जिसके पास अच्छी नौकरी हो, जिसके पास घर हो, जिसको अश्योरेंस हो कि उसको इंक्रीमेंट्स मिलने वाले हैं. लेकिन उस लड़की में इतनी हिम्मत नहीं है कि वो कह पाए कि मैं क्या करूँगी.
While Sonali is entitled to her opinion, it's a take that I completely disagree with, as it creates this notion that all women in the country are either conditioned or make the conscious choice of being incompetent to individually stand on their own 2 feet. One can have certain experiences of believing the same, and it may be true for some people, dependent on the personalities you're interacting with in life, but creating this notion for Indian women is something irresponsible and tone deaf. Janvi Kapoor. I remember when Simba promotions were happening and Rohit Shetty raved about how humble Sara Ali Khan was to come to his office and beg for work. This notion of being cast not for merit but because you asked for it and one considered it because of your family lineage rubbed people the wrong way, because no one other than kids associated with film families have that privilege. Most people without connections will not have such a luxury and no one will give them the time of day. And in a recent interview for Bawal, Janvi spoke about how she stalked and begged for a role in this Nitish Tiwari film.
So I became a stalker. I'm surprised that Sajid sir doesn't have a restraining order on me, because every morning I'd wake up and I'd send him messages and I'd call. It was bad.
I just would want to tell most celebrities that these statements of bagging a film role by simply stalking producers never fly well publicly, as it adds to the narrative of how unfair it is in an industry where people have a clear upper hand over others. Salman Khan. While the Filmfare press conference of Salman Khan was popular because he was roasting the award show and company while hosting it, he also made his thoughts on the digital boom very clear. He said that he is absolutely against profanity and vulgarity being dispersed in the name of content and asked for censorship to be implemented there as well.
Ram Gopal Verma, one of the first few to do that kind of stuff on OTT, and then after that people started watching it. And I just think that I don't believe in that kind of content. I've been here since 1989 and I have never done any of this kind of stuff, so I just think that there should be a censor on OTT, and all this, vulgarity, nudity, gali galoch should stop.
While most filmmakers finally found a safe haven to tell their stories unapologetically online, there's no denying that there's a lot of crap in the space as well. The irony being a show called Big Boss OTT, where there are innumerable cases of vulgarity and abuse. It was also quite gutsy of Salman to name RGV as one of the proponents of such lewd content, but I forget that Bhai is Bhai, so he couldn't care less about what people think anyway. Satish. At a public event for the upcoming Tamil film Oh My Ghost, actor and comedian Satish had taken the stage to speak about the film and those associated with it. While the star face that was publicized the most was Sunny Leone, she was alongside actor Dharsha Gupta. In a rather odd and embarrassing moment, Satish made sure to point out the way both actors were dressed, sadly resulting in the hooting and cheering of fans as the actor clearly wanted to make a point by doing the same.
பாம்பேலேருந்து வந்திருக்காங்க, நமக்காக தமிழ்நாட்டுக்கு வந்திருக்காங்க. அவங்க எப்படி ட்ரெஸ் பண்ணியிருக்காங்க பார்த்தீங்க. கோயம்புத்தூர்லேருந்து ஒரு பொண்ணு வந்திருக்குது.
Publicly shaming Dharsha for what she wore, aimed at highlighting culture and her origin as well, was totally uncalled for. A case of casual misogyny that most get away with behind closed doors. Kajol. Anytime an actor makes even a slightly politically charged comment, it's bound to ruffle feathers and cause outrage online. As Kajol was promoting her upcoming show The Trial, she spoke about the importance of education in this country. She also highlighted how the problem also lies in the political system where many leaders who are ruling the citizens have no educational background.
Leaders who do not have an educational system background. I'm sorry, but I'm going to go out and say that. But
it's a fact, though.
You are being ruled by leaders, so many of them, who do not have that viewpoint, which I think education does give you at least the chance to look out for a different viewpoint.
This landed her in a lot of trouble, and Kajol gave a statement clarifying her stance on how she was not specifically talking about anyone. It's so crazy how volatile the environment has become, where even a slight hint at anything political makes everyone ready with their pitchforks. Shahid Kapoor. If there is any film folklore, or I could be a fly in the wall to just see what transpired on the sets of a movie, it would be of Padmavat. A movie and its making which had so much drama, not only regarding the political pressure from fringe groups and the attacks that followed, but amongst its own cast and tussling of egos that is only brushed upon publicly rather than actually anyone fleshing it out on what exactly happened. In a recent interview of Shahid Kapoor, which I would highly recommend to all of you on Midday with Mayank, he speaks about oftentimes during the making regretting saying yes to the film. There could literally be a documentary on the making of Padmavat and what went down. I would be the first one ready with my popcorn.
I did feel at times I was like, why did I do this film? Like, I felt like that, yes. But I don't want to blame anybody.
Sure.
Maybe I didn't have perspective at that time. But at that point of time, I did feel like that.
Rajiv Masand. As I was listening to the podcast all about movies hosted by Anupama Chopra, a statement by Rajiv Masand, a former critic and now working with Dharma Productions, slightly perturbed me. His very popular Roundtable series had an infamous event when Siddhant Chaturvedi, with a brief but accurate statement, summarized the difference between outsiders and those associated with film families, which Rajiv said was unfair.
Siddhant clapped back at her, and that became a thing, and
That became the biggest thing.
And it was, I really genuinely felt that was unfair, because you can't attack people for their opinions.
Right.
It's their you may not agree with it, but I felt that was completely unfair, and now we work with Ananya.
This was something that alarmed me as a person who created a career forming his opinion on a public platform, oftentimes making personal remarks as well, was now saying it's unfair to simply state one's opinion. With all due respect to Rajiv, this seemed like a tonal shift that is a result of being on the other side of the film industry and nothing else. Amir Khan. In probably the most infamous event that married both the digital and mainstream worlds, the AIB roast caused massive waves, both from a novelty standpoint and the list of FIRs that followed. While a lot of people understood the format and intention of the show, many felt it was disrespectful towards several communities that were targeted in the gags. Amir Khan had expressed his take regarding the event that especially did not go down well with people who are well versed with the roasts that have happened for decades.
जब आप किसी को इंसल्ट करते हो तो आप वायलेंस परपेचुएट कर रहे हो, आप एक बहुत ही वायलेंट चीज कर रहे हो और आप दुनिया को दिखा रहे हो कि देखो मैं कितना वायलेंट हूँ. तो मुझे वो चीजें पसंद है।
While Ahmed did give off boomer energy, many people in this country did stand with his annoyance with the show and its format. Arjun Kapoor. One of the takes on film criticism that seemed to just safeguard the feelings of the actor involved was when Arjun Kapoor stated that the criticism or trolling of his film Panipat was a direct correlation to making fun of the historical figure he is portraying on the big screen.
In that imagery, when you crack jokes on Arjun Kapoor, what happens is somewhere you're also discrediting the character.
This notion that anything critical of his ability as an actor is also disrespectful to the revered figure he is portraying. This is the same tactic that was being attempted by the makers of Adipurush, where criticism of any kind would be labeled as disrespectful, as it hides under the guise of anything that is revered or sacred. A sorry defense to protect one's own incompetence. And that was the video, guys. Write down in the comments below whether you have some video ideas for our channel. Please don't forget to follow me on Instagram. The handles are in front of you.